Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a book review on I Was Anastasia by Ariel Lawhon. I Was Anastasia by Ariel Lawhon tells the complex story of Anna Anderson, a woman who claimed to be the Grand Duchess Anastasia Romanoff. The novel is split into two narratives, that of Anastasia, following the 18 months that lead to the tragic execution of her family, and that of Anna, who circulates through society trying to prove to the surviving Romanoff family that she is indeed Grand Duchess Anastasia. Ariel Lawhon weaves a compelling story of tragedy and heartache, leaving you questioning until the very end who is the real Anastasia Romanoff. Yeah guys, this was one of my most anticipated books for the year. I ran out and grabbed it. I was so excited. This book did not disappoint whatsoever. Wow, definitely one of my favorites for the year. I wish I could talk about spoilers, you guys. I wish I could talk about spoilers, but I'm not going to. I don't want to spoil anything. That's kind of the entertainment of this novel, is kind of trying to figure things out and seeing if you're correct or not by the very end. So to begin with, I wasn't quite sure what to expect with this novel, you know, the course of direction it would take. Because if you know your Romanov history, you know that the last Tsar of Russia, Tsar Nicholas II, he and his family and some of their servants, they were brutally executed. And the thing is, through the decades after that event, there were always rumors of a surviving Romanov. And a lot of times, one of the biggest ones, it would usually be, did Anastasia survive? Did Alexei survive? Did Marie survive? It was usually kind of those three. The three youngest were kind of the big, fascinating ones that people got obsessed with, it seems. But then, yeah, kind of decades later, this woman, Anna Anderson, she comes forward. She's like, hey, I'm the Grand Duchess Anastasia. But then, yeah, after she died, if I'm getting all this correctly, after Anna Anderson dies, because by then there is like achievements in DNA, her DNA is tested with that of other living members of the Romanov family, those who were not executed or murdered or whatever. Her DNA is compared to that of other Romanovs, and it's revealed that her DNA does not match whatsoever, that she was a fraud the entire time. So, if you know that, in the back of your head, you know that history, you know exactly what DNA proved to us. So, I was very curious what the hell this novel was going to do, because, you know, we the reader, we're not stupid. We know what the outcome is ultimately. So the question is, what is Ariel Lawhon? What is she going to do? And Ariel Lawhon, just, I seriously have to applaud her narrative with this novel. Just so compelling, so fascinating. Anna Anderson, she's very complex, she's very flawed. You do sympathize with her, and I just loved seeing what Ariel Lawhon was doing with the story, what she was doing with Anna Anderson. So let's talk about the narrative structure of this novel, because it's very well done. You definitely got to pay attention. The way this novel is laid out, you definitely got to pay attention to all of the little details. Just every little thing kind of matters, and it really keeps you on your toes. The best way to describe this novel, pay attention to me here, the best way to describe it, you have Anna Anderson's story on this side, okay? Then you have Anastasia Romanoff's story on this side. So the way Ariel Lawhon structures the narrative, the two narratives are moving like this in the novel. So yeah, you have Anastasia's moving forward, you have Anna Anderson's moving backwards, and that's kind of the thing. The stories are moving in such a way that you're trying to get to the middle point, and that's where you're going to get all of your answers. You're trying to figure out how Anastasia and Anna, how they connect ultimately in the middle. because, yeah, is Anna Anderson, is she the real Anastasia Romanoff, or is she a fraud? And that can be a little bit confusing at first. It took me a little while to kind of process what Ariel Lawhon was doing exactly with kind of that narrative moving in that fashion. It took me a little while. It took me a couple chapters, but once I got it, and I was able to start processing what I was learning at a quicker pace. So yeah, depending on you as a reader, you're either going to love that structure or not. It's either going to interest you or irritate you. But yeah, for me, I thought that maneuvering of the two plots, you know, one moving forward, the other moving backward, I really love that structure. It really worked for me. I thought it was really clever and brilliant. I mean, especially by the time you get to the end. By the time you get to the end, it's like, wow. And because of the structure, you start to question, you start to have your doubts. You're wondering, oh my god, is Anna Anderson, is she really Anastasia Romanoff? You know, you definitely have your questions and your doubts. Now, not gonna lie, there were a few occasions in this novel, especially dealing with Anastasia Romanoff herself, there were a few occasions in the novel that I was a little concerned that I was going to end up writing a negative review, because there's some things that happen that I do not think happened at all, like very historically inaccurate events. A lot of it is just pure speculation. A lot of it is just creative liberties that Ariel Lawhon is doing. But yeah, once I was able to kind of separate that in my head, you know, separate the true history from what Ariel Lawhon was doing, I kind of went with it and accepted it more. But yeah, there are definitely a few occasions and events that happen that might frustrate, might anger, might really upset a reader. And yeah, just to talk about the characters really quickly, you know, it is hard to talk about this novel because, yeah, am I talking about one character or two characters? Yeah, guys, that's kind of the thing here. You have no idea. So yeah, I'm kind of referring to them as characters. So yeah, don't take that as a spoiler is what I'm trying to say, you know, even though I'm referring to them as characters, because once again, am I talking about one character or two characters here? But still, I'm kind of treating them that way. I really liked Ariel Lawhon, how she interpreted, you know, characterized Anastasia Romanoff, characterized Anna Anderson, because you have Anastasia, who is a young, naive girl. She comes from wealth and privilege, and yes, she's kind of thrown into all these horrible circumstances with her father and her siblings and her mother and whatnot. And yeah, kind of her hope that she has, and the hope that kind of gets taken away. And then yeah, you have Anna Anderson, who's kind of been jaded by life. She's been through so much crap in her life. Yeah, you definitely sympathize with her. She's definitely very complex and very flawed. So that is kind of the big question, whether or not are you witnessing one point of view or two points of view? And yeah, how does Anna Anderson and Anastasia, how do they connect with one another? How does Anastasia become Anna Anderson, if that is the case? How does that naivety, you know, that young innocent naivety that Anastasia has, how does it kind of transfer later to Anna Anderson? So yeah, that's it for my book review. I hope this review made some sort of sense. It's very complicated to talk about this novel because I don't want anything to be misconstrued as some sort of spoiler. You know what I mean? It's like I would love to talk about spoilers, and it's difficult to kind of make sure I'm wording things in such a way that it doesn't seem like a spoiler. But yeah, I seriously loved and enjoyed this novel, you guys. It's definitely going to be very, very high up on my end of year list, I'm going to assume. I definitely recommend it. Just very different, very unique. I really loved the narrative structure. Just very compelling, interesting things going on. And seriously, just the last couple pages of this novel, it's like, wow, brilliant. Ariel Lawhon, you fooled me. You fooled me. So brilliant. So that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. In the comments below, have you guys read I Was Anastasia? Do you plan on reading it? Just let me know your thoughts down below. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.